So for this video, I'm just gonna more relate my life experiences, tell my life story to myself, at least what's going on right now, rather than focusing on entertaining all the people out there that might click on this. So, what? No, I guess most pertinent is the schism. Uh, well, I just got fired, so. But I'm not too worried because there was a schism between the whole work-life balance thing, and I just got too many mental problems. Uh, there was there's some real. I mean, if I'm just relating my experiences, I guess it doesn't really matter how I put it. Uh, basically, it's like trying to live a double life, and it was like 10.5 hour shifts, and it was like 3 hours of commute time, and I would get back to my place and it'd be kind of trash because my roommate, which he started doing better, but like the damage was done over the course of a couple weeks of just like letting the place go, and it really fucked up my mental health, and it made it harder for me to like find shit. And so I started being late, but also I was late because I just like wouldn't show up a lot of times because like I fucking absolutely loathed and hated the job. Like, it caused me great duress. I seen a guy today. He was in a video. It's like a 1 minute video short, and he was cutting this big giant tree stump in half with an axe, and he was just hitting it over and over and over. So he had it hit like a dozen times. He finally chopped it in half, and I was like, that was something I could do. I've seen these guys working on an oil rig. It looked like hard, difficult work. I could do that. Fucking packing boxes, like menial labor, like I could feel my body corroding. And it's like sometimes I'll stretch too during it, and it's not enough. Like I gotta like almost use a table or something and do like a bit of a push up. Like my body needs some sort of resistance to push against. It's like when you're stretching, but you're using a wall or a door frame or something. Uh, just picking up like light boxes and like never picking up anything heavy, but you're just like doing these repetitive movements over and over again. And the fucking table is designed for someone who's like 5'8" or 5'7", 5'6". I think a lot of like kitchens and tables and the counters and stuff were designed from like times way back when, but they persist that they're designed more for people on the shorter end, like women. And so being 6 foot, like to do dishes, it's like really extra difficult because it's like I've got to kind of like bend over or slouch a bit, or I've got to like do this weird thing where I bring the dishes up way up high. Well, it was kind of like that for packing the boxes. And let's go on because I'm so glad that's behind me. I fucking hated that job. Hated. Oh, and there was so many horrible visions. Like, just like the little mascot guy they got for Amazon. He looks like he's fucking doped up on every fucking drug, and he's just a minion with these like the little minion guys. He's just a minion with these like adoring eyes of like, I'm so happy. And it's just like the absolute opposite. Like, it's just so noisy. Like, kind of like I could handle that if there's like shooting going on. Like yeah, I'm a veteran and all that. Like I can handle if there's fucking adrenaline, or it's like the oil rig, or like the guy chopping the log. He's like bam, 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 yeah. Like okay, yeah, I can deal with the noise then. But for like this menial tasks, and since I was a little kid, I fucking hated. I just knew there was something wrong with stickers. Like kids love stickers. Stickers disgust me. And I knew there was something just wrong with tags and fucking barcodes. Like there's something this unhuman, unsettling about these things. and just scanners and all that sort of shit. And this is all that job is. I fucking hate stickers, but it's like every box, it's like put stickers on it, put tape on it, all these sticky things. And then it's like barcodes, like people like put like people like the they'll keep the tags on their like stuffed animals or whatever, like, and they're like they get mad if you take like what the fuck is wrong with human beings? Why would you keep tags on shit? It's like completely unaesthetic. And it's like all this like corporate mumbo jumbo or like wash instructions or like it's extremely tacky. And then it's just like, why would you want tags on things? It's like you see like there'll be some chick walking down the street with her thong hanging out, and then like the tags are all sticking out the back. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Cut the fucking tags off. But like, I'm just going over this just to like emphasize my absolute revulsion to these things, and that's like all my job consisted of. Then I was around people. Like, I don't want to be around people. Like, I'm supposed to be like working at my own little station. They're supposed to be working at their stations. People are fucking having conversation. Well, not. There'd be like a dude and a chick on either side of me, and they're sitting there flirting, going over. But it's like, okay, but you got to cross over behind and through my space. Like, you got to have like. I don't like being caught when two people are having a conversation. Like, I don't want to have them blathering in my ear on either side. Or like I had to turn around to get stuff from the wall behind us. It's a whole wall where all these little fucking crate boxes are. Well, if they're constantly passing behind me to do like stupid little flirting bullshit, then like they're constantly in my fucking way. And it puts me in a sour mood, like I don't really want anything to do with other human beings because they don't want anything to do with me, so I don't want anything to do with them. And if I woke up into a world in which there was no human beings at all, like, yeah, I would miss some, but like I would just assume I got teleported to an alternate reality, and I would be fine. I would absolutely, my mental health would go up if there was no more humans. Not no more humans, but like if I got transported to an alternate Earth where there was no humans other than myself. Like, I wouldn't even have to wish for World War III anymore. Like, all the reasons to want World War III to happen would be essentially not non-existent. But like why I worked. Well, before I was started this, how I really had in my head was the Aerith theme song from Final Fantasy VII. But that's just because like it's really hard for me to listen to, and I rarely listen to it. But it like really touches something deep inside me. But it's because yesterday I was walking to get some food before work. It was a few hours before work, so I was actually like doing good on my timing and stuff. But I found a baby bird, like a fledgling bird, and there was a sibling next to it that was already dead. And it was just sitting on the sidewalk like alone, and it was hot out and all that stuff. And it was gonna rain later, so it'd be cold. So I picked it up, and I realized like it was in the last stages of its life, because like air sac mites again, I think, because it had the clicking in its breathing, and like I wasn't expecting it to live more than a couple hours, so I was just staying with it until it passed and all that sort of thing. But ended up surviving for a while, and then I got a ride out to my uncle's so I could like shower and do my laundry and stuff before work. And I was like set to go in, but emotional situations just like totally robbed me of energy. And before like someone like I don't know, like Andrew Tate, or as much as I learned about Jay Waller recently, like I just don't think that they can appreciate the perspective from what I'm coming from. Just like, we'll just get up and do it anyways. But it's just like, no, I have to spiritually mutilate myself to like do this fucking job. It's like I hate polluting the earth, right? Like, and it's like, well, here's these two items, these two small ass items, put them in a box and fill it full of fucking plastic stuffing. Like, it's fucking retarded. So, but I mean, it's just like, well, we'll just like, I don't care. Like, I don't even really care about my own life that much. Like if I could give my life and like have the bird live, like, or trade circumstances so that I died, It's like I've had asthma, like really bad, horrible asthma attacks where I almost died. It's a really horrible way to go. Like even thinking about it, I realized like I was worried about how I was feeding the bird for a little bit because it stopped pooping right, and I thought maybe it had a blockage or was constipated. But now that I think back, I just realized that the low oxygen levels, its organs were starting to shut down, and its digestive system started to shut down, and that's why it stopped processing food. And that was a pretty grim thing to realize. And yeah, like emotions will exhaust me. Like after some extreme emotional trauma, from at least my perspective, like I just sort of like crash and need to go to sleep. And people can be like, "Oh, well, you just need to get up and work. You need to contribute to society." I don't care about society. I hope society fucking dies. I fucking hate society. It is trash. Like your belief systems and values are all trash to me. As much as like a lot of people think that I'm trash. Well, okay, you label me, I label you. So I dubbed the Unforgiven, but yeah, today it died in my hands, and like it's just an experience I've been through too many times. And it was like at 3 o'clock. I didn't have to like head out to work till like 4:20, 4:15. So I got to make the 5 o'clock bus. But like it took me a couple hours to get ready, and it's just like little stupid shit. Like I'd be like, okay, I gotta go like brush my hair, and then I'll go to a room and then I'll forget what I'm doing or forget why I went in there, and I'll grab something else, or like I'll like clean up a mess real quick or something. And I'd be like, fuck, I was supposed to brush my hair, and it's like, oh fuck, I misplaced my brush, and like I got therapy from the VA next Monday. Like I need some fucking meds. Like I don't care. Like okay, Andrew Tate could just control his mind, whatever. Okay, whatever. He was blessed with like different shit. I'm better at him than in a lot of ways, with like creativity and fucking like I fucking love the dude. Like he's awesome, but like he fucking kind of got rich on like suspicious means, and I keep saying like because I don't want to throw the guy under the bus, but I do have to look at like who my biggest critics would be, whose opinions I actually respect, and then like how would I like refute or defend myself in that light. And I mean, really, the only thing that they could really get me on is like, okay, I kind of like didn't use my money responsibly for the near almost month that I worked. I had experiences, but I didn't wasn't able. I hadn't have access to proper medication, so crossing the road. I didn't have access to proper medication, so like it wasn't the substitute medication. It sort of just turned into like a trip, almost like an acid trip. Uh, this is a more expensive one, and I learned a lot about myself. So I mean, it was worth it. I can say it's not worth it. Other people like they spend the same amount of money, and it's just like nothing, and they go out on the weekends. Like I like a lot of my issues of why I like just fucking go off the deep end with that shit is just a lot of it has to do with like I'm trying to replicate some sort of experience that would be similar to having human contact, like or I just like I even had a thought like earlier, like I'm just gonna turn off my phone on my birthday. Like I haven't had a good birthday in like 10 years. Like I like other people's like good experiences. Like they're unfathomable to me. I don't experience them. I was forsaken by humanity, so like I don't know. It's just it. I think I would be okay though going into the future. Like I don't have to worry about this fucking job anymore, and I just gotta worry about not having money. But it's like not that big of a deal anymore because one, I might have some actual medication on the way. That's the main thing I need. I need some fucking medication. It's like, no, you just need to hit the gym, blah blah blah. How about I just go on a fucking psychotic rampage? Like, stop telling me like I don't fucking need medication when that shit helps me like fucking 1,000 times. Like ADHD is fucking real, bipolar, schizophrenia, all that sort of shit. Like I've got the whole fucking gamut, just different degrees. Like I did a short video. I think I'm not gonna publish it though, but it was just a quick like on how my schizophrenia kind of functions, which is I'll have these creative daytime nightmares where I just sort of project, like, okay, this is the reality now. What's it gonna be like in 15 years, or 100 years? And my mind will just fucking create like just fucking horror reality. Like when I was in the fucking Amazon fucking warehouse, like I just realized because it's just so many. They want you to know like 30 different acronyms for everything. I realized like what's the purpose behind this? And my schizophrenia is like, oh, because they're gonna replace fucking human language, like the whole like double plus good. No, it won't be double plus good. It'll be DPG, and just there's just so many levels to how viable that is and how insidiously fucking evil that is. And like the only like language will just it'll be barcodes. Everything will be barcodes. So you'll be walking around and you won't be able to read anything except like the little acronyms that they want you to know. And it won't even be words. It'll be like DPG will be a concept. You won't think double plus good. You won't have no concept of good. You'll just be a concept of like, oh, smile and you know blessed be the blessed be the great motive force, which that comes from this whole servitor 40K video. But yeah, my bipolar would kick in and shit. And see, my bipolar, how that helps me in a way is I'll hit a really bad low and it'll give me, or I'll hit a really bad dead end in life and it'll give me an alternate life path. And so and I think consciously I hate this job. Subconsciously I hate it, must hate it like 10 times more. And so there's like almost a split personality that's sort of self-sabotaging me, but at the same time it's I actually identified it during kind of one of my trips, and I call it my inner Tyler Durden. And if you remember the movie Fight Club, dude basically has a horrible fucking life, just going to work in a cubicle and buying IKEA furniture for his fucking apartment. And Tyler Durden, which is actually him, but he doesn't know it's a split personality, fucking blows the apartment up. He's like, we're setting us on a new path. He turns out he's doing Fight Club, but he's actually just fighting himself. And I would love to do something like that, actually. So I mean, that's part of the bipolar. It's like you don't need a job, like blah blah blah. You can fucking practice fucking martial arts and fucking chess and all this shit. Like I just like have all this like new appreciation for time after having such a horrible job. And then the fact that it's summer, like we're just breaking into summer. Now I got my summer back and now I can like explore and I can do all this other shit. I'm not tied down. I'm not expected to make a 3-hour fucking commute, you know, every day. Or at least like so many days a week. Like a job really fucks your schedule. People don't even realize because they don't have schedules outside of that. But and I guess the other issues, I still don't have my meds, so I mean pretty much anything I do is kind of greatly limited. But again, if there was no people in the world, I really wouldn't need the medication. If there was no society, if there was no people, I wouldn't need the medication. Not at all. Because I mean, like ADHD is perfectly fine in a hunter-gatherer society. It's like very well suited for like hunting and shit like that. Because it's like your attention is 100% when it's like adrenaline wise, and then when it's not adrenaline wise, you're just like super creative. Or it allows you to multitask between like 10 different things But when it's like, here, this is your task. You will do what the robot says for 10 hours. Like, it's like trying to get it's trying to get kids to fucking sit in a classroom. They're like, oh, they have ADHD. Like, you're fucking expecting them to sit in a fucking shit. And the fucking education, it's just getting people ready for employment. Even like society is garbage because like there's all these fucking colleges where like we'll get you ready for employment. Like imagine that's what humanity has become. Like I listened to this one thing about like Nietzsche and the talks about like the Greeks and like how the Greeks look at modern man like as a disgrace. Like the Greeks were like, how can I be as fit as possible? How can I be as free as possible? You know, as fucking beautiful as possible, as fucking wild and violent as possible, and all these sort of things. The modern man's like, well, I need to put so much in my 401k so I can be retired when I'm 60, like 65 and 70, and I gotta like follow all these rules, and I can't have any ideas of my own. Like the ancient Greeks would have looked at a lot of these sort of things. Oh, that's what the slaves are for. They wouldn't do this shit. They'd have slaves do sort of shit like this. But I mean, that's what we have automation for. But I don't know. But yeah, I got it's like a 5 hour walk. I need to like reaccustom myself to just walking long distances. But then again, I also have like Uber money I could use to just get back early. But I could save that. I mean, mostly I guess I'm upset to be honest that like if I didn't spend the money on my little fucking drug trips, then I guess I would have enough money to buy other things that could have helped me with the birds, whatnot. But at the same time, the I mean, just the stress of that job was like, you know, if I had medication, I would have been all right. I would have been able to deal with it if I would have had Adderall or meth. Same damn thing. I can't find meth though, because you know I don't have like really good connects or anything like that. Because I'm a fucking tranny. I don't have friends or anything like that. Well, I got one friend, the one that lives with me, because he really ain't got nowhere else to go either. But yeah, I wouldn't need it if there was no people, because there would be like no. I wouldn't have to be making no videos. There'd be no videos to make. Well, except for my own purpose, like my own like going back and reviewing and whatnot. There would be like no internet culture war. There would be no fucking drag queen fucking story time hour, whatever. That's fucking making me look like shit. Like none of that would exist. There would be no fucking police telling me what I can and can't do. You know, there would be no telling me that I can't fucking figure out what the chemical fucking structure of like bird medicine is and then like just acquire the natural ingredients and start fucking making chems on my own, making medicines on my own. Like, there would be no laws except the laws of nature. It would be a fucking paradise. Uh, and I could just like, I would be no rat race. There would be no matrix to like, oh well, you've got to go above and beyond. You've got to go above and beyond because the matrix is attacking. Like, yeah, I get that. I get there's a war between good and evil, but without humans, there would be no war between good and evil. You know, the evil would be the fucking all the parasites and the fucking like. Yeah, I mean, even those have a place in nature, but still, like all the fucking parasites and shit. Like, but that would be like, you know, I would be killing those on a small scale with my medicine that I would make or craft or figure out from the old data, assuming that the old civilization's still here. But even if all that fuck disappeared, I mean, I could still craft shit. Even being trans, even with my like, okay, my beard's growing out, whatever, and it makes me uncomfortable. But hey, there's no one to fucking judge me, so like, I can fucking deal with it until I learn how to make some tweezers or learn how to fucking create like some sort of fucking sharp edge enough to shave or fucking makeshift. And I could just like I can train and study and just develop a purpose for my life at my own pace, totally independent of like the bullshit that's in the world right now. There would be like no fucking like I don't want to be in competition with a bunch of people at a game that I don't even want to fucking play. That I only have to play because humans are so shitty in the first place. I mean, they're shitty in the sense of like the ones in power are evil and tyrannical and fucking masterminds, and the ones that are at the bottom are fucking idiots. They're fucking order following idiots, law abiding idiots. It's like, I'm not even sorry because like, there's like plenty of people that are like, oh, bring back the death penalty. Like, someone stole. Time to shoot him in the head. Yeehaw. Like, okay, they want to kill me. Well, I hope you die. Like, you hope I die. I hope you die. It's like, it's fair. But in a world without humans, without fucking humanity, that wouldn't exist. It would be peaceful. I could live a peaceful existence if there was no other fucking humans on the planet. Which, back to that fucking job, the one time they did put me in the single room where I had to like pack boxes, but you're in a station all by yourself. There's no one on either side of you. The people are like kind of like distanced from each other. Social distancing. I tried hard. I really like picked up my pace when I was there. I'm like, oh man, I hope they fucking keep me here. Like, this is where I want to be compared to where I was. But I guess it's turned into a misanthropic rant. This isn't me like really figuring out my thoughts, which is, I mean, when I do get back, I just gotta worry about taking care of my body and fixing up my environment again, and then expanding its role out. I want to turn it into like sort of a recycling center. There really hasn't been a lot of people around, so it's still kind of peaceful there. So I mean, but I don't want to like live there. I want to explore and stuff. So I want to get that place in order, get it basically set up for a basic recycling. Figure out some sort of stable training regimen to sort of stable my mind and whatnot, and also like keep so I'm actually productive, like actually productive. Is training and learning and studying and all that's actual productivity. Fucking packing boxes. Because people are too fucking lazy to go to the store and buy like 2 things of mustard. So there's this whole process of adding packaging upon packaging to do this other thing, to do this thing, to do this thing, to fucking deliver 2 packs of mustard. Because someone's too fucking lazy to just go to the store and buy it. Like, some things I can get, like you order online, okay. But like, yeah. It's fucking stupid. And it's like walking past this big tree. I don't know. I've killed a half hour. That's got to be good. But even if I had medication for the bird, it probably like wouldn't. Because once it gets so bad, like if you give them the medication and it kills too many, they'll get clogged up in their throat and lungs and stuff, and then they'll die that way. Because when they're alive, they're always like flowing through. There's a flow when they all start dying in mass. And when I found him, he could like only stand on one leg barely, and he couldn't even open his mouth or whatever. And I got like some watermelon into him, and I gave him a little more energy. They made it through the night, and then in the morning he was all like opening his mouth up, like squawking and stuff. And I gave him some food off my sandwich, some protein and some carbohydrates, and then he got up and he was hopping around for a while. And I made a video of that. I don't know if I might just post it, but make it private. And I made a video and I commented how these, sometimes they'll have a last great burst of energy before they die. And that's what it seemed like. That's what it turned. And I like kind of really was hoping though. It really ignited the hope in me that like he was gonna actually make it. And within a few hours, like within a couple hours, his condition just like went 1,000% south. And then within the next hour or two, he's gone. And like it's hard to talk about. I'm sort of like distancing myself from it because I don't want to cry on camera or whatever. But like I think about it privately, I cry. But yeah, I multiple times I've experienced like death in my hands, and not like, oh, I killed something. No, it's like there's a difference